Lotus Squad, welcome back to Lotus Tarot TV 444. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the squad and welcome to the stream. While I give everybody some time to get in here, I ask that all of you please hit the like button and hit the like button for sure. If you know deep down inside that these demons are out here running wild, girl. So while we give everybody some time to get in here, I just want to say I hope you all are doing fairly well. Hope y'all are staying blessed, not stressed, most of all. And I hope y'all are ready for these messages because this has been a consistent channeled message I've been getting for quite some time. Now, guys, before I get into the reading at hand, I'll give a reminder because I've noticed a few people have still been trying to book through the old site. And I want to say you're more than welcome to use the old site if you feel like it, if that's what you want to do. But I feel like maybe some of you may have missed the announcement about my new Etsy shop. So guys, again, that will always be linked in the description box below. And matter of fact, since I'm here, I'm going to post it in the chat once again for you guys. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to copy and paste it here, and you guys can copy it for future reference later. Now, I want to give a big shout out to my sponsors, of course. Thank you guys so much for showing love and support. Thank you so much to the donators, of course. And thank you to all of you that have purchased merch, and even those of you that like, comment, and share. I really appreciate the support, and the way that you guys do your part truly does help me in ways that you couldn't even imagine. So thank you so much for all of your love and support. Now, I'm going to ask the cards and we're going to get right into it. I know there's not many of us in here, but your girl got shit to get done. So, gods and goddesses, hello, divine reality. Gods and goddesses, what messages do you have for all zodiac signs? Please give me a Celtic cross, please, for all zodiac signs. What messages do we need to see for the collective? Thank you. Now, to get back to what I was saying earlier about how the consistent channeled messages I've been receiving have been in reference to demons being diabolical, and whatever the case may be surrounding the whole idea and existence of demonic activity and demons. Now, a lot of us have already been hit to the game about all of the demonic activity that's been going on, a lot more so than normal. And a lot of us that are, still in the process of our awakening, we're still working towards, shifting from the 3D to the 4D and from the 4D to the 5D. A lot of us have already reached the 5D. So to those of you that have already reached that level and you're continuing to keep your frequency and your vibe raised, the majority of us will not be affected in a massive way, right? Maybe we might have little hiccups here and there. We might run into a few conflicts. Maybe we're seeing other people get affected more so through this demonic energy that seems to be flooding through the streets more so than normal. And so a lot of us may be wondering what the hell's going on. Some of you guys are seeing shadow people. Maybe you guys are thinking, oh, maybe it's just because I smoked this blunt, or maybe it's just because, I'm doing a little drinking or a little, and so a lot of people don't realize that, this energy, this demonic energy is ramping up for a reason. This is literally spiritual warfare. And I wanted to put the thumbnail up. Hello, Archer's Oracle. Welcome, sweetie. I wanted to actually put the thumbnail up as angels and demons, because a lot of us have angels that we work with, our ancestors, a lot of us work with angels. But of course, the demonic energy, just like with yin yang, light and dark, positive and negative, both of these polar opposites are mutually dependent upon one another. So without darkness, there would be no light, and without light, there would be no darkness. So a lot of us may be struggling with how to overcome these demonic energies. And a lot of people seem to think that, we just have to get rid of it, exterminate it, But the thing about it is, the way that life works is it needs two opposing forces to even be functional, right? And so with that being said, that's just the way that the cookie crumbles. That's exactly what makes the world go round. So a lot of us would do well with not focusing so much on getting rid of the demonic energy, more so than we should be focusing on the fact that we need to be identifying what this energy looks like, how to protect ourselves from this energy. And also, you know, we need to learn how to transmute these energies, because these dark forces are not going anywhere anytime soon. Now, that's not to say that they will not be defeated, because light always conquers the darkness, just as love conquers hatred and bitterness. But these things, as stated before, they're a necessary evil. And it's here, in my opinion, to teach us how to overcome, you know, even our own shadow selves, the darkness within us, as well as, you know, the darkness of life. There is basically experiencing, or us experiencing collectively, the forces of good and evil, God and you know, Lucifer, or God and Satan, you know, all of these are parallel to one another, right? And so going back to the whole alchemical process of transmutation, we need to focus on how to defeat these energies without necessarily trying to get rid of them, because there are some things that we simply cannot erase because it's a part of nature, right? So with this transmutation process, some of the things that I've been bringing to your attention throughout these past couple of collectives have been all about keeping your vibration raised. So we've talked about changing your diet, you know, starting to eat more vegetables, more fruits, eating things of the sun, eating more things kissed by the sun. Now, that's not to say, you know, to the meat lovers out there, I'm guilty of loving meat, but to the meat lovers out there, you know, don't knock it till you try it. It doesn't mean that you have to become a vegetarian or a vegan to be able to reap the benefits of eating more leafy greens and fruits. And the reason why I always, you know, stand firm on that, you know, when I talk about raising vibrations, is because you're literally eating, you know, you're eating fruits and vegetables that have been kissed by the sun. And when, you know, when they've been kissed by the sun, basically it's a transfer of energy, a transfer of data. So when you're eating plants and fruits, things of that nature, you're eating that data from the sun, and you're also eating something that is given life by the sun. It needs the sun to sustain its life. Now, meat, of course, a lot of us would do well with looking for our specific blood type. Start there, especially because some people that try to go vegan or vegetarian find out that they may be O positive or O negative. And for example, I'm one of those. And so I need red meat in my diet, right? So, you know, a lot of the vegans and vegetarians, you know, I understand where they're coming from about animal cruelty and just not, you know, treating them as sentient beings that they are. But some people cannot sustain that kind of diet. So again, you know, I advise everyone to look up your blood type and what foods are good for your specific blood type, but also to remember, if you are in fact going to continue to incorporate meats in your diet, just try to cut back a little bit, you know, see how it changes your energy and see how it changes your vibe, right? What I've noticed more so is the more water, fruits, and vegetables that I drink, the better I feel and the more energy I can sustain. And the better that my intuitive response becomes, right? So a lot of you guys that want to strengthen your gifts as well, that is another part of it. The diet, water, drinking more water, trying to cut out sugars and alcohols. You know, alcohol, we've already talked about, you know, the ins and outs of that. Alcohol is alcohol. It's translated from the word alcohol, which means flesh-eating spirit. And if you guys were not aware, which I'm sure the majority of us are already aware, is that liquor especially is referred to as spirits. There is a reason for that. But see, a lot of people don't discuss these things. They don't discuss things of you know, the spiritual realm and things like that. And so they never know, and they indulge, not wondering why they blacked out the next day, or not wondering why, you know, they're feeling some type of way, why they're so angry, why, you know, what's causing all of this? Why am I acting out? Why am I, you know, getting either angry drunk or sad drunk or all these different things, right? We have to be careful with these things. Now, granted, I drink my beer occasionally. You know, I used to drink it damn near every day, but I drink it occasionally because that's made from hops, and I drink wine as well. Now, red wine is good for your heart, but there's nothing wrong with a little wine, you know, coming from fruits, hops as well for beer. That's good as long as you don't overindulge. But when it comes to liquors, when it comes to all that other stuff, that's where you start to teeter-totter on the line of allowing yourself to be possessed, quite literally. Now, that may sound crazy to some of you, but hear me out. The reason why I'm saying this is because not only have I experienced this myself, but not only have I researched it, but I've not only experienced it and researched it, but I've seen other people go through the same thing. And it quite literally looks like possession. Once somebody gets drunk, they start getting belligerent, or they get super happy, or they start getting real loose, real wild, and they start forgetting what happened the next day. Maybe they're texting people and don't remember what they said, and then the next day they're feeling bad or embarrassed. That has a spiritual component to all of that. Right? Now, that's not to say that you can't drink or whatever. I'm not trying to tell you what to do at all, but I am trying to share what I've learned thus far. And through having knowledge of how these things work, especially on a spiritual level, will help you to fight against these demonic entities and their energy, right? Now, yes, exactly. Absinthe is definitely one of them. And that's a whole other beast as well as tequila. Tequila is a little bit different as well because of the blue agave. But yes, we could talk all day about this, but I just wanted to kind of gloss over that a little bit just to share with you guys what may be going on if you were wondering, or if maybe you didn't even have any idea that this had a spiritual component. Now, moving on, not only cutting out, over drinking or overindulgence and things, but of course, drugs, even weed. Let's just be real, you guys. People don't understand. And I'm never going to stop indulging in the green, I'll, take breaks, but people don't understand that when you do these things, even when you're doing tarot, see, people don't understand. This is why people get so scared about tarot as well. These tarot cards, any sort of divination, scrying, water scrying, mirror scrying, fire scrying, and the list goes on. Hello, Marilyn. Welcome to the squad, sweetie. When you're doing any sort of divination and things like that, you are tapping into the spiritual realm. And a lot of people don't understand when you read tarot, this is something that I had to learn the hard way as well, because there were some things that I wasn't doing properly, such as keeping your decks white saged and cleansed, putting them out in the sun, resetting your decks, getting Florida water, making sure you're always blessing yourself as well as the cards, and then making sure that you ground yourself before reading and after reading for anybody at any time. Always ground before and after, and always stay blessed and cleansed. See, little stuff like this, when people start to get into tarot, they're not understanding why they're attracting certain things to them. They're not understanding that they're opening, the spiritual doors, just like how we've been talking about Papa Legba, aka Ilegua, opening the doors. That is basically what that is. But see, people become so scared because they're not educated. They're not educated on how to protect themselves. They don't know why these things happen. All they know is that they happen because they picked this up, not realizing that there are rules that come with this. Even when it comes to dealing with spirits, you guys, especially when I had my first experience with a spirit communicating with me. I had no idea what the hell was happening, but I knew what it was. And I understood what the spirit was saying. And come to find out, that spirit turned out to be a shapeshifter. Now, granted, I didn't try to, go any further with communication or conjuring, but other people around me did. And I saw the potential power that particular entity, that particular demonic entity has. And it tried to enter my body multiple times, so much so to the point to where it was physically draining me. The lights were flickering. I saw shadows whizzing past me. I started getting real anxious and worked up. And keep in mind, you guys, aside all of that, the more that we educate ourselves on maintaining a high vibration and knowing how to protect oneself is all you need to know to be able to get through this demonic energy. Because like I said, these demons are out here running wild, girl. Okay. Now, one more thing I want to say before I cut the deck. And thank you so much to you guys listening to me intently. I know it's been damn near a 20-minute intro, but it's definitely on a need-to-know basis what I'm sharing, right? But I want to share one more thing when it comes to the demons that have been surrounding us everywhere that we go. Some of us may be seeing spirits on our property, especially to people living in apartments. Some of you guys may think that your home is haunted. You might be right. But if you don't educate yourself on how to get rid of these things, or at least how to protect yourself, therein lies where they get their biggest influence into your life. Therein lies where they get that foot in the door and they start to wreak havoc. Now, one more thing I want to say, demons, and we'll cover this in depth maybe tomorrow, and if not tomorrow or Sunday, then Monday. I don't want to say that I will or won't do anything until the day of, so just bear with me. But whenever I go live again, let's just say that, I want to share something about draconians and reptilians. Guys, in the chat, and even those watching the playback, leave a comment below and let me know if you would like to see that. Okay, because I have so much information that could definitely open your eyes. It may seem far-fetched, but as long as you keep an open mind, take what resonates and leave the rest, you'll be armed with the wisdom necessary to be able to defeat the proverbial serpents surrounding us. Now, the one thing that I want to tack on before I get into the spread itself is the fact that demons feed on your lower vibrational emotions. So anger, demons love to start fights within romantic relationships, friendships, and people don't even see what's happening because they're not realizing that either they left themselves open, to be manipulated and influenced by demonic activity, or they know somebody else that's, vulnerable to these energies, or both, But the fact of the matter is they love to feed on lower vibrational emotions, anger, sadness, suffering, even sex. So when we're watching porn, when we're involving ourselves in, fornication, this is why I decided to stay abstinent, because I didn't realize the spiritual repercussions of that as well. Having sex with somebody, whether with a condom or not, you're spiritually tied to that person, and you even get a piece of their DNA within your DNA and vice versa. This is serious, right? A lot of us don't really think that deep when it comes to these things. Maybe we just are unaware of the spiritual aspects of these things, but they feed on your negative emotions. So any anger, frustration, sadness, depression, loneliness, they could be the causes and the ones that are amplifying these energies within you. Demons have the ability to do that. They'll get in your head. They'll start making you think negative thoughts. They'll make you think, oh, you're not good enough. Let's say you guys make videos on YouTube, right? As an example. And then you'll get, that demonic entity in the back of your head telling you that's not good enough. People aren't going to like it. You might as well not even post it because you're not even going to get this, and this views, or, you're what you have to say isn't important, or whatever the case is that these energies can make you fall victim to. A lot of us really think that these thought forms come from us. We think they come from us because we're thinking them, not realizing that there are spiritual influences at play every single day. This is why people always say, put on the armor of God. Now, I may not be Christian, but I listen to a lot of Christian mentors on here, because regardless of our spiritual differences, I will still respect what they believe, as long as they respect mine as well. And I also know that I can learn from anybody, even the people that I don't like, even the people that, try to hate on me. There's always something that you can learn from people. And so, me watching these Christian mentors, especially R.C. Blake's, Tony Gaskins, these two in particular have been extremely helpful along my journey, and not just in a spiritual sense, but in a sense where, they break down the spiritual components of things that we indulge in, whether it's drinking, drugs, narcissists, staying in toxic relationships, the way that we treat ourselves, and the list goes on. And, some of you guys may do well with watching those two, R.C. Blake's and Tony Gaskins. And another thing that I've been looking to as well, just to wrap this up, is looking deeper into soul ties and how you can even, reinforce soul ties just by talking to people. You don't even have to be in their, physically in their presence, and you don't even have to be, you know what I mean? You don't even have to be having sex or any of these things. You could be creating soul ties with people with possible demons attached to them. I know it sounds crazy, but just bear with me. And we're establishing soul ties with these people, and we're wondering why this, and this is happening, why we're attracting some of these things, maybe misfortunes, and things like that. And it has a lot to do with the spiritual components of everything we choose to do and everyone we choose to do these things with. Now, with that being said, I'm going to cut the deck here. And right when I said I'm going to cut the deck, I saw this damn King of Pentacles reversed. Some of you guys may be dealing with a fatherly figure here, a boss or an earth sign, a male earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Somebody here is really just They're not stable right now. There's a lot going on. I feel like we're running into a lot of people who are very controlling in nature. I see a lot of manipulative behavior taking place. Somebody is really kind of getting a little reckless with not only their mouth, but they're getting reckless with their money here. Now, granted, it doesn't have to be this specific sign, but just bear with me. But I want to say this, you know, somebody is really trying to control the narrative. And there was something that I heard the other day while watching Where We Go One, We Go All. And it is, if you control the narrative, you can control the people. If you can control the narrative, you can control the people. The first thing I thought about was my experience with all the narcissists in my family, friendships, and exes, and the list goes on, right? And the first thing I thought when I heard that statement, first it was like an aha moment, just clarity, it just hit you, bam, right? But then after that, I started thinking, wow, this kind of coincides with some of the things that I've been talking about when it comes to narcissism, with the smear campaigns. Why do they even go to that extent or to great lengths to, you know, assassinate someone's character when they know that they are the ones causing the damage to begin with? Because if you can control the narrative, you can control the people. Not only do I see this within narcissistic relationships, but I see it in the media. I see it within government. I see it within corporations and everything in between, friends, family, and the list goes on. A lot of us don't realize the programming, the brainwashing. A lot of us are really dealing with a lot of abusive people, or have dealt with abusive people for so long that either we've grown so accustomed to it to where we think on a subconscious level, we think that it's okay, that it's normal because we're used to it, not realizing that the spiritual component of that experience is only dragging us further down, keeping us stuck in a vicious cycle, making us attract more of the same kinds of people. And especially when it comes to narcissism specifically, while we are on the topic of spiritual components of our choices and you know, the people we choose to have around us, the spiritual component of narcissism is very demonic within itself. It is. It's very demonic. They all play by the same playbook. If you hear somebody else's story and compare it to your story, there will be way too many similarities of what's said, what's done, when it's done, why it's done. And we're wondering, why do we keep attracting this? What is wrong with me? Why can't I just attract another empath or somebody that is as loving and caring as I am? Because there's something on a spiritual level that you have yet to work through. So if it has something to do with abuse within the family, dealing with abuse in the home, and all of your relationships, and we haven't cleared this energy, that is why we keep attracting the same. We have to do the spiritual work. We have to keep our vibe raised. 3 of Cups reversed. There's definitely a situation here. And hey, Butterfly Girl, welcome to the squad and welcome to the stream. Hey, Rod's Tarot. Good to see you. Hey, Trees. Hey, everybody. Sorry, I'm late on responding. Hey, you guys. What I'm seeing, you guys, and I swear I feel like I say this on every damn reading. Third-party situations, third-party situations, third-party situations. I'm getting freaking tired of the energy coming up, but I'm not going to sit up here and lie to your faces. Because the truth will set you free. And somebody is not doing what they need to do to better themselves. Somebody is not working. Somebody doesn't have money right now. They're losing control. And that's why they're trying to be so controlling of other people's lives and where they go and what they do, because they have no control within their own lives. And not only that, some of these people that I'm picking up on energetically, and I'm just straight channel, right? Let's go beyond the cards, right? Friends especially, family especially. All this abuse that's been going on, people don't want to celebrate when you win. Every time you hang around them, You end up feeling worse than you did before. Talking to family members and you feel the same way. All of these things have a lot to do with the fact that there's something that we need to address within ourselves. Meaning, if we still are unhealed from narcissism, if we're not doing that work every single day, and if we're not adamant about maintaining our boundaries, setting better standards for ourselves, we will easily get caught up in this energy here. We will continuously attract more users and abusers until we have cleared anything unresolved, any unreleased emotions, and anything that blocks that healing process. We need to let go of that, you guys, so that we can attract kindred spirits, like-minded individuals. Thank you so much, So Jovial, for the $4.99. I appreciate it. She says, love your messages every time, girl. Thank you. It's my pleasure, girl. Now, let's lay this out, you guys. I've been talking for damn near 30 minutes, right? I know y'all are like, damn, when is she going to put the cards down, man? I ain't got no watch. But would you look at the time, right? Well, here, look, wait no longer, you guys. Here I am. Okay, we laying it out. And right now, there's a lot of stress, y'all. Oh my God, bro. I knew it. These demons are running wild, y'all, for real. And I'm seeing, remember how we talked about drinking, talking about alcohol, how it's called spirits, and it's translated from the word alcohol, flesh-eating spirits. There's something going on here because not only do we have the Ace of Cups reversed in the recent past, but we have the Queen of Cups reversed in the near future. So there's definitely somebody drinking or taking drugs. There's some sort of substance abuse issues, and there could even be an issue when it comes to codependency within relationships. Somebody needs to be needed. And if they come across somebody who is independent, self-sufficient, then they end up feeling inadequate. Then they end up feeling like, you know, that they're not. They're not needed. That's how they're feeling. Because we don't need them and we just simply want them around, the fact that we don't need them, the fact that we can do fine and do bad by our damn selves. A lot of people here are intimidated by that. They're threatened by that. And the fact that there are some people that we've come across with codependency issues, whether it's to substances, eating, shopping, relationships, right? Being addicted to people. Some of these things could be causing a lot of blockages, you guys. Now, remember how we talked about, you know, the chakra centers and keeping those clear, as well as keeping your vibe high to, you know, repel and protect yourself from demonic energy and influences. Well, there's something here where we're having issues, or rather blockages, in our heart, solar plexus, and sacral chakras. Heart, center of the belly, which is your spirit, your life force. If your solar plexus is infested with attachments, demonic entities, things like that, going back to draconians and reptilians, y'all bear with me. Y'all may think it sounds crazy, but just bear with me. Wait until I share more in depth. But the point is, if you get infestations in that area, that's where the depression starts. That's where you start to feel like you can't get out of bed. You can't sleep enough. That's where you start to feel, you know, not only depression, but you're just forever perpetually unhappy. That will also attract more demonic entities to come your way because they sense that you're weak and they sense the fact that you don't know what's going on. And that's even better when it comes to these entities. They love when they have a host that has no knowledge of the spiritual components of soul ties, generational curses, drinking, drugs, and all these things, divination included. Now, here's the thing, though. Just like with any tool or what we use in life, it's all about intention. So a lot of us would, you know, we're fine with doing things in moderation, and it doesn't affect us in that way. But we're not realizing that just because we can handle it on a mental and emotional and even a physical level, there are still spiritual components to that. So some of us that have been drinking, you're going to start noticing a lot more things being attracted to you that you would rather not have attracted to you. Even with people indulging in, you know, substance abuse, that as well. I'm also seeing that a lot of us are overactive intuitively, and a lot of us may be running to drinking and running to whatever else to quell all of these psychic downloads that we feel like we're being bombarded with constantly. It's like, especially if you're an empath, you guys, like me, shout out to the empaths, everybody in the chat. Let me know if you identify as an empath, because empaths, not only can you already feel the world and everything that everybody is feeling, but you also have to deal with what you're feeling inside. You're trying to differentiate between what's your energy and what's everyone's energy. And then on top of that, you got the spiritual component where you're trying to reach out to God. You're trying to talk to your angels, but then you have these demonic entities trying to lower your vibration, trying to throw you off course. So you're not paying attention to God. So you're not, so you're in a confused state, which is how they like you to be, so they can manipulate you easier. They love when somebody doesn't know what they're getting themselves into. Just like this, for example, I learned this recently. When you drink, do drugs, and even when you smoke weed, y'all, and that's the least that's the least problematic substance, right? Even when you smoke weed, y'all, the spiritual realm is around us all the time. But when you open those doors, if you're not aware, and if you don't make it clear that you do not give consent to any foreign or demonic entities to enter your mind, body, or spirit, in Jesus' name, for some of you that believe in Jesus, and if you just pray to God, whatever it is that you believe, I don't discriminate. But if you're unaware that you're giving legal right to demons to enter your spirit, your body, your vessel by doing these things, you're forever going to be confused as to what's going on. If you don't have that connection with God, that relationship with God, and you're not talking to God every single day, oh yeah. Oh, things can hit the fan real quick. You know what's funny? While we're talking about this, the Leo reading is getting ready to be posted. Once I finish this stream, you guys, we're going to post the Leo reading. And it's so funny that I'm wearing my ICP shirt. I didn't even realize why I was doing this. Woo, woo. But the Leo reading is titled Straight Clowning. How many of y'all are Leos in here? How many of y'all are dealing with Leos? Does anybody have Leos in their family? Because let me just put it to you like this. Somebody is straight clowning, even though we didn't attend the circus, although we didn't purchase tickets to attend their circus. Remember how we were talking about how they got the flying monkeys in the back doing the flippity floppity on the balance beam in the back, girl? Especially with these demons running wild out here, y'all. Oh yeah, things are starting to accelerate. Frustrations and tensions are rising. And a lot of us are trying to ignore or quell the intensity of what we're feeling. We're feeling everybody's emotions, and it's overwhelming. I get it. But we have got to find other healthier ways to release. Meaning, write more. Writing more will help you identify with what you are feeling. You don't have to write a song. You don't have to write a poem and get all technical. I simply have a journal for songs and poems, and then I have another journal for simply writing out my thoughts as they come out through the pen. And there have been so many things I've written through the years that had I not written these things, I would have never discovered some of the aspects of myself that I needed to improve, as well as the aspects of myself that may have been feeding the flames. So writing is one. Dream interpretation. Some people really just think, oh, it's just a dream. It doesn't mean anything. But dreams are basically a window into your subconscious mind. And what people don't realize is the subconscious mind uses symbolism, not necessarily the literal visuals that you're seeing, although sometimes it does have, some sort of aspect to dream interpretation or whatever you're interpreting within said dream, right? Now, I hope this isn't getting too confusing now, because I feel like I'm possibly confusing people, but I'm just saying, writing things out, even dream journals, exercise, meditation, change in diet, eating more things that have life within it, the sun, the data from the sun, and also solitude. A lot of us may have been trying to hang around a lot of people, get turned up, turned down for what, right? With certain people that we may not really want to chill with like that, but it's better than sitting and thinking about this, that, and the third all damn day and night. But a lot of us aren't seeing the opportunity that we have with solitude. A lot of us have been trying to distract ourselves from the truth. A lot of us are feeling really confused right now because, especially to those dealing with romantic offers or love offers here, a lot of us have turned down new offers as well as old ones. A lot of us are still identifying the fact that we need to heal over past relationships. Right? We need to heal from situations where there was unrequited love. And we're also identifying some new people to be more of a distraction than they are beneficial. And like I always say, if it's not beneficial, it's artificial, right? Somebody is blocked emotionally. Somebody doesn't have the capacity to love. Some of you guys could be dealing with a motherly figure who could be a water sign, And that's so funny that I brought up Leo, and I shit you not, I just looked down. I didn't even look at the whole spread yet, y'all. And look what came out, the strength card. I swear, yo. Wow. Some of us could be dealing with a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, a Leo, or an Aries or Sagittarius so far. May not be for all of you, but apply it to your situation. Some of you just may simply have these signs in your chart. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. But what I'm seeing for sure with this Nine of Wands, a lot of us are being tested right now. A lot of us have put our goals, our dreams, and our aspirations on hold in order to cater to and entertain people, places, and things that have no business in our life. Now, that's not to reprimand anybody in this chat. I don't ever want you guys to feel that way. Sometimes I wonder if I am just with my tone. But just to clarify that real quick for everybody, you guys, I'm very passionate. And when I pick up on certain energies, it's almost like I'm speaking for the person that I'm picking these energies up from, right? So I hope it doesn't come off as though I'm being, abrasive, right? Because that's not what I want to do with these energies. But I will say that we are being tested, and it's up to us whether we choose to pass or choose to fail. And the only way that we can fail is by not trying at all. See, a lot of people don't realize that success is built on failure. People don't get successful by just doing something one time and then it's over. Being successful doesn't mean that you're going to get a viral video in 2 days, Being successful doesn't, it's not something easy to attain. Let me just put it that way. And that's for a reason. Success is built on failure. And a lot of us fear failure, or other people we have around us fear failure. We may have people around us that may try to talk us out of what we're trying to do. Maybe we're hanging around a lot of insecure people, a lot of angry people. Somebody could be crying. Some of you guys may have already dealt with tears being shed. Maybe you've been talking on the phone with somebody who cried with you, or maybe they're screaming, they're angry about something. Definitely love turning to anger. Somebody's very angry and they're getting ready to close the door. Somebody's codependency issues are blocking them within their heart, solar, and sacral chakras. And that could be a big reason behind this energy of unrequited love. And rather than trying to get the help that they need to better themselves, Rather than dealing with their unresolved traumas from the past, they would rather run from them and ignore them and continue to suppress them. A lot of us are turning down a lot of people right now. A lot of us are focused on self-love right now because we gave way more than we should have to people that should have never, ever, ever, ever been given a place in our life to begin with. A lot of us are tired, you guys. A lot of us are angry, you guys. Covering it up will not make it go away. Somebody needs to hear that, and somebody that they know needs to hear that. So y'all if y'all want to share these messages, you're more than welcome to, especially if you know somebody that I'm maybe referring to in these messages. It may be able to help them. But again, I mean, it would have to be their choice to want to apply what it is that they hear and learn. But at least the seed will be planted. And that's really all that we can do. And I think that's why a lot of us have pulled back emotionally. Maybe we're not really getting so emotionally invested with all these people, because I feel like somebody has walls up and they're not planning on taking them down. Somebody felt pressured to either be in a relationship, to, peer pressure is what I'm hearing. That just came through. Somebody may be getting peer pressured into drinking, drugs, and all that other stuff, just to be able to keep that person around. But I just feel like it's only making someone's anger and insecurity much worse than it was before they drank or did whatever. There's definitely something going on financially. So a lot of us may have been blowing our money on a lot of things right now. There definitely have been a lot of unexpected expenses, things breaking down. Maybe we have to replace a tire or just something of that nature, where we're having to shell out a lot of money here, especially when it comes to family members. Maybe we're just focusing on bills, and the more that we're out of work and trying to kind of sustain this sense of normalcy and keep the bills paid and all that, keep the kids fed and happy and stuff, it's almost as though we damn near exhausted our funds due to greed. Maybe somebody's being greedy. Maybe, you just got them a couple drinks to last them a week, and now they're trying to get more and more and more. It's never enough. Somebody's materialistic. So they base their self-worth upon the people that they have in their life and the material things that they have, not realizing that basing your happiness and your self-worth on these things outside of yourself, especially, no wonder there's a lot of anger. But somebody's not looking within, you guys. Some of us may be feeling a little out of touch intuitively, not realizing that maybe you're a little bit oversensitive intuitively, and ignoring that may be leading you to want to kind of, you know what I mean? And with this Four of Pentacles reversed, there's definitely somebody here that's possessive. So, if you guys have dealt with, a relationship that you may have left already or contemplating leaving, or dealing with people in your life in general, doesn't matter who it is, right? There are certain people in our lives that are downright possessive. They want to come back when it suits them and when it's convenient for them. But let you ask for some help, and nobody is to be found. This is the type of person that will look through somebody's messages, emails, phone calls. Maybe they'll get upset when you talk to somebody else. Maybe they start getting an attitude when you're talking to your friends or your family. So now you're maybe just to appease this person or, keep the peace, so to speak. You're not really communicating, and somebody could be confused about that, not realizing that somebody else is influencing this behavior. Some of you guys could be dealing with, maybe overcoming a sickness. So some of you guys may have gotten, a cold or something like that. Nothing too drastic. I wouldn't say, the Rona, but I will say that somebody's dealing with not feeling well, and this could be due to withdrawal symptoms. This could also be due to feeling left out in the cold in some way, not being able to get what you need or want or whatever due to all this other stuff that you've gotten and helped people with. Somebody is holding on so tightly to someone or something here out of fear. Not only the fear of loneliness, but they're afraid of either somebody's reaction. Maybe they're afraid of having to face the music, so to speak, having to confront how they truly feel. So somebody may surround themselves with a lot of people in order to temporarily make them forget about how miserable they feel already. 10 of Wands. And I'm so sorry, Butterfly Girl. I just kind of saw your other message. Is the test to go back to my old job? I have questions. Just by what I'm feeling after reading that question, never go back to something old. Unless that's your final resort and you need to pay bills and all that other stuff, right? Spirit is telling me, find something new. But use this old job as a fallback in case things don't go according to plan. But step outside of your comfort zone. Release yourself. Release people, places, and things that bring out the stress in you instead of the best in you. Let go of people, places, and things that add to any confusion you may already be feeling. Release people, places, and things that you're holding on to out of fear. A lot of you would do well with realizing that fear that you're sensing, that is not of God. Fear did not give us, God did not give us fear, excuse me. God gave us faith. And to the non-believers, let me just put it to you this way. Fear is still unfounded. You're worried about what may or may not happen in the future, not realizing that you need to remain in the present. All that stress may be coming from thinking about the past, still dealing with people that may be bringing up the past, as well as fixating and worrying about the future, about things that haven't even come to pass yet. This speaks volumes to me right now because this 10 of Wands is the advice and this strength is the external factors. We have to be patient. Be patient with ourselves. Be patient with our progress when it comes to us pursuing our goals. Be patient with the universe. Because divine timing is, in fact, a real thing here. We may want to do something or be somewhere or whatever, achieve something at this point. And then when we don't get it at that point, we're all beating ourselves up about it, or we're all upset. We're breaking ourselves down about it, not realizing that divine timing is the reason why we didn't get it when we wanted it. Maybe it also has a fact, or maybe it has, maybe it also is because of the fact that we're holding on to people, places, and things that are blocking not only us, but they're blocking our blessings. Codependency as well. Now, again, I'm not judging you, but this right here speaks volumes. Keep going. A lot of you guys have put so much time into your goals, into your vision. Some of you guys may have even put a lot of time into a lot of relationships, but these relationships are causing blockages. We're spending a lot of money when we're around these people. Maybe people are just around us because they're financially codependent, right? So there's no love, but they sure will take your money. But then got the nerve to get mad at you when you say no or you ain't got it. I'm also seeing that. 10 of Wands, complete the cycle. Don't hold on to an unfulfilling relationship. Don't hold on to an unfulfilling living situation, an unfulfilling friendship, an unfulfilling lifestyle, even an unfulfilling work situation. Because of the fear of what may or may not happen in the future. What do you need right now? And whatever that is, y'all can even put it in the chat box, and to the people watching the playback, comment below. What are at least 3 things that you know you need that will bring you the happiness and fulfillment that you desire? That would be a great practice for all of us. What are at least 3 things for yourself, not for anybody else, not talking about I want a man and I'll be happy, or I want a girl and I'd be happy. No, no, no. We're not talking about those things. That's outside of us. What can you do? And what do you want that will make you happy? And don't worry about what anybody else will think or what anybody else will say, because that has nothing to do with you and what you want for you. There's a lot of resentments, you guys. A lot of you guys are wanting to make a change. Maybe you're ready to just let go of everybody and just be done with it. You're done with the fighting and conflict. You're done with people trying to one-up you all the damn time. You tell a story, they got to tell a story 10, 20 minutes longer. You get an achievement, so they got to tell you about achievements that probably did or did not really happen. Or whatever, just to try and one-up. A lot of us are done with this, dude. The challenge is ending an unfulfilling situation with family, friends, and even romantic entanglements, and choosing what's best for you, regardless of who agrees or not. A lot of us have been running around trying to make everybody happy, not realizing that we are neglecting ourselves because we keep trying to make everybody else happy, and they're not even attempting to return the favor. And that's where the anger is coming in. And a lot of us are ready to cut it off. A lot of us know the truth, you guys. We know the truth about what we've been doing. You know, if we know we could be doing better in general, we're realizing this. We know we could do better with our friendships. You know, we could do better with some of the romantic choices that we have. We could do a lot better. And that's not to be facetious again, you know. I'm just saying that because that's just the truth. We know we could do better than this. We know we could be better than this. We know we deserve better than this. Knight of Wands reversed. So going back to that really angry, you know, angsty, super frustrated energy. Somebody is livid. And I feel like it's a woman and a man, you know. Maybe there's a situation with a mother and a stepson, or a mother and a son, or whatever the case may be. This could even refer to, you know, somebody in the workplace for some of you, where angers, tempers are flaring, tensions are rising. Some of us could have decided to cancel a trip here at the last minute with somebody because we're just tired of their inconsistent BS. We're tired of the back and forth. We're tired of the hot and cold. We're tired of the push and pull. We don't want to deal with anybody that's focused on lust. And we're for damn sure not dealing with anybody that has anger issues, like I'm saying here. A lot of us want to move on, but some of us are delaying this decision to do so. And it could have a lot to do with lust getting involved with that. Maybe the sex is really good for some of you guys, but it ain't worth losing your peace over. Sagittarius. This came out in yesterday's collective reading, and I love seeing this again. Balance. We're not letting anybody get under our skin. And we're not letting anybody influence us to lose our temper. We're not really focusing on instant gratification like some of us may have been, doing. Maybe we have been hanging around people that peer pressured us to do it. Whatever your situation is, right? Now we're focused on the long term. Two of Swords. Wow. Definite unrequited love. Definite verbal sparring. And a lot of indecision about what to do with the situation. Let me see this Ace of Cups for you guys. Because I need to see this. Seven of Wands. A lot of us have turned down new love offers because we know what we want. For the majority of us, we know what we want. And if these people cannot meet our standards, we're not going to waste our time with this. And we're also not going to let anybody convince us otherwise. We're not letting other people make us bend to their will just to make them like us or just to keep them around. We're not doing it anymore. We're standing our ground. Seems like a lot of people, and you know what? This is so funny because I need to just say this as a mini story time. Now, it kind of coincides with this energy here where you have to stand your ground with somebody that has a lot to say, but they don't really know what the fuck they're talking about. Now, I'm going to just say this once, and then I'm going to leave it alone. I had somebody email me. Okay, now I get a lot of emails from people, whether it's about the readings, whether it's about booking a private reading or whatever the case may be. And the majority of you guys know that my email says business email. So it should only be used for business reasons. And I had somebody email me a couple times and I didn't get to it until today because again, I had private readings to take care of. I'm taking care of the monthly zodiacs. I'm trying to get everything else, done and prepared and all this other stuff. So I don't have time to just be looking at all my messages all the time. Somebody had the nerve to try and call me out and say that I am not a true spiritual advisor and that I am this, that, and the third. I'm not even going to go into everything that was said because it's so ridiculous. It's unreal. But the fact that this person had the nerve to try and cut me down for the fact that I didn't respond to them in less than 24 hours, I decided I'm going to stand my ground with this person. I'm not going to cuss them out. I'm not going to get ratchet. But I am going to let them know, you do realize you're not the only person emailing me, right? And you do realize that this is a business contact, right? And you do realize that I don't even know you. So you asking to be my friend and me not getting to it right away. And then your reaction of that really doesn't influence me or persuade me to. And after that, you don't need to be nasty with me and try and cop an attitude and talk shit about me as a spiritual advisor because you didn't get your way or because I didn't respond fast enough. No. Everything is not about you. Just in case you're watching, everything is not about you. And what I do with my messages has nothing to do with who I am as a spiritual advisor. Okay? So let's go ahead and just go ahead and have your several seats and leave it like that. See, Seven of Wands. You got to stand your ground against people like this who try to knock you down and tell you you're this or you're that. They have all these unfounded opinions about you, but don't know shit about you, never took the time to have a real conversation with you. And you got to stand your ground in order for you to maintain your peace. Whatever you're working towards, you guys, whatever you want out of your career, whatever you want out of life, whatever you've been praying for, hoping for, these things will come to fruition, especially once we complete all of the different cycles here with certain people, places, and things that no longer serve our higher purpose, if they ever did serve our higher purpose to begin with. Nine of Wands. Oh, well, there you go. Four of Wands reversed, Five of Cups, and the Four of Cups, you guys. Somebody's going to end up saying, I don't even love you, or I don't love you anymore, or whatever. I never loved you. I don't even care about you like that, or whatever. This is what is coming through, right? Maybe even their behavior is conveying this message to you on a subconscious level for some of you. Family references as well, where people are not hearing each other. Everybody's stressed out. You know what I mean? Somebody's not willing to do the inner work, nor are they willing to listen. And because they're not listening and they're not holding themselves accountable, it's just further adding to the resentment that's already there. And somebody is very regretful about who they chose to be with, who they chose to entertain. Maybe somebody's regretting the fact that maybe some of you gave somebody multiple chances just to be disappointed time again, especially with family, you guys. Especially to those of you dealing with a mother who is a drunk. No offense or no disrespect to your parents. For those dealing with that. Again, I'm just calling it like I see it. But this Four of Cups right here, a lot of us have been keeping to ourselves because of the fact that we're done. We're done giving everything to ourselves and getting nothing back. We want reciprocity. Six of Pentacles. We're only paying attention to people that reciprocate, period. And that bring positivity to our lives, that benefit us. You guys that are building your business, involving yourself with all these scenarios, pull back. You know the truth. You know the truth. And the more you invest in yourself, invest in your business, invest in your vision, the more you focus on your healing, meditation, taking care of your mind, body, and spirit, all three aligned, work hard every single day, tend to your garden, literally and figuratively, and you will start to see things grow exponentially with this Ten of Pentacles. You will start to find more opportunities that will help you get to where you're trying to go. A lot of us may be receiving financial assistance. Some of us have been waiting a long time for that. And maybe some of us have found the help that we needed. We're getting the help that we need for the time being. But when it comes to people owing somebody money here, if you have to go the legal route to get it, and you're in the midst of court proceedings for that, you will get it. Hold people accountable here. The Fool reversed. That's clarifying the challenge. Somebody's really reckless. They're living their life recklessly. They're just doing a lot of foolish things. They're living for today. They're not thinking about securing their future, building a firm foundation for themselves, building generational wealth, financial security, budgeting, preparing for retirement. All these things are not even crossing the minds of the majority of people that we've been dealing with, you guys. See, something's going to come to an end, and it's inevitable, dude. And the reason why it's inevitable is because these people, doing, you guys. Empress and 8 of Wands. So some of us may receive communication from our mother here. And she may be a very angry, bitter person. Maybe we're talking to somebody with kids who's like this. Those that have been triangulated, I'm seeing this as well. I feel like the third party is aware of who we are. They're on our social media because remember in the last collective, they're stalking heavily. Oh, yeah. This person is watching. For some of you, it could be your literal mother. But what I'm saying is that people are seeing our beauty. We're very creative. We're manifesting what it is that we desire. Some of you guys could be expecting. Some of you guys might be expecting a child, or maybe you guys are, getting word about a baby shower or whatever the case may be. But somebody's going to get an angry phone call or vice versa. We're going to be calling somebody here expressing our anger. And then we're going to continue to move forward. Manifesting wealth, you guys. Right now, money may be tight, but don't worry about it. There seems to be a lot of delays. Maybe you guys are playing phone tag with somebody here. There could be a situation where a trip is now delayed due to external influences, or we're canceling a trip outright and focusing on what we have to do for ourselves. Show me the 4 of Pentacles reversed. The Lovers reversed. Now, this is the second card. To confirm this unrequited love, you guys. There's something here that is just purely sexual attraction. Somebody may be confusing that for love or hoping that it turns into something deeper. Or it could just be a case of one person's all in and the other person is not in at all. Somebody has way too many choices, and they may have chosen the third party and they regret it. Now, when it comes to family members using siblings against us, maybe some of us are the scapegoat, or, the black sheep of the family. We talk a lot about that on this channel. And some of us could be dealing with siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles that could be in on what your mother is doing, for those dealing with a toxic mother here or a toxic motherly figure. And we made a decision to stop giving our time and energy to these people within our family, especially. Now, when it comes to work, some of us are going to decide, we may have received a decision saying we're not going to be rehiring, or we decided, you know what, this lockdown has been a blessing in disguise. I think I'm going to finally take that step to go to school to do this, or, to start my own business, or whatever the case may be. If you guys are getting inklings, go for it. Don't hold back. Focus on your self-love, self-care. Because I have a feeling that somebody that has triangulated us in the past, somebody that we may have had a hard time getting over, or who has had a hard time getting over us, is trying to find their way back. Somebody's not saying anything, you guys. Knave of Cups reversed. Hey, Travocally, welcome, sweetie. I see all you guys. I'm sorry I'm not reading all of the messages, but just know that I will be reading them on the playback. Just give me some time to get these messages out there, because they're just coming, just streaming, right? This right here, the Knave of Cups reversed. Oh, man. So it could be a mother with a child, maybe they have a daughter here. So to the women out there, if you're dealing with your mother, or even to the men out there, I see a son here and a daughter. So somebody may have a son and a daughter, maybe a few sons, a few daughters. And they may treat some of the other siblings a lot better than us because those siblings kiss the mom's behind, or because maybe that's the favorite of the mom, or whatever the case may be. So that's where the drama comes in. That's where the emotional blockages come in. We're not feeling the love from our parent as we should. Maybe we're dealing with somebody that we're with. To the men out there, maybe you guys have a woman that has a kid, or maybe she has a son and maybe she has a daughter or a son and a daughter, or whatever the case may be. They have kids. And there's going to be an emotional outburst, you guys. Somebody is pissed the hell off, dude. Who is this? Is anybody in here dealing with the water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio? Or somebody that has water in their chart? Because I think we block somebody here as well. Because of their immaturity, because of their insecurities always getting in the way, because they're not telling us how they really feel, expecting us to read their mind all the time, and then have the nerve to get mad when we can't read their mind. A lot of us are really dealing with a lot of blockages creatively, emotionally, within our relationship. I mean, this is just crazy. That's crazy, India. Remember, I told you both my parents are Cancer, so I can only imagine what's going on with that. A lot of us could be embodying this energy because maybe we're done dealing with dusties, crusties, and little musties. And so we decided to the blockity on that ass. And now they're over here upset. Maybe they're blowing up to somebody, or, they're tripping the fuck out. Oh, well. But whatever these blockages are creatively, you guys, it's time to pull back, meditate, get some rest. And for a while, y'all need to take a break on the drinking, the smoking, and all of that. For real. Take a break. It doesn't mean you have to quit wholeheartedly, because I'm not going to tell you what you need to do. But I'm just seeing this. And it's going to become a greater problem if we don't deal with it now and take a break. Now, here's what I like to see, you guys. Ten of Cups, the Chariot, and this isn't what I like to see, the Hangman reversed, but these two are what I like to see, because we're moving away from people that have an ego here, or they're too much in the ego, so as to cover up their insecurities that they don't want anybody to know they have, even though it's human nature to have insecurities, and we all have insecurities. It's common sense, right? But somebody just doesn't, they're thinking that they're hiding these things, not realizing that their insecurities are coming out in adverse ways within their behavior and their reactions. Right? This right here speaks volumes. A lot of us that have been focusing on moving jobs, moving homes, moving away emotionally, moving on. All of these things here that we're choosing to move away from will be giving us the emotional fulfillment we've been seeking for a long time. See, a lot of us have been indecisive about whether or not we should let somebody go. We don't want to upset anybody. But we know deep down that in order for us to be happy, we're going to have to end up hurting somebody in order for us to get that happiness, which means choosing ourselves. Some of us could be dealing with a marriage, or maybe some of us are focusing on our family, our kids, our friends. You know what I mean? And just leaving it like that for now, But there will be a lot of success, you guys. I feel like the tables are turning. So all the events that I've been telling you about, somebody deciding to move out, they're going to end up, just bouncing, Somebody's going to be real sad and regretful, because then they're going to be thinking about us, that they triangulated, with the third party. And now they're realizing that the path that they chose, the people that they chose, the ones that they thought were better than us in some way, they ain't shit. Two swords again. See, a lot of us, man, dude, move on. A lot of people left us out in the cold, man. Somebody said they were going to show up and never did, or somebody said they were going to pay us back and never did. Ten of Wands. Nice trees. Congratulations, baby girl. That is great news. High Priestess. There's that Pisces energy, y'all. This is clarifying the advice. Your intuition is overactive, you guys. So what you think that you're just tripping about is really about what you're picking up on intuitively. Some of you guys may be trying to drown out the feeling because maybe you don't have concrete proof of why you feel the way you do about certain people. Show me the strength. But all I'm going to say is stay silent. Don't tell anybody any damn thing. If somebody asks you, hey, how you been? What you been up to? Oh, not much. I've been good, though. How about you? Keep it real short and sweet. You know, no need to be rude or anything like that. But if anybody's trying to, I really miss you. It's been a while. I want to catch up. And then they're trying to ask, what you've been doing or, whatever the case may be. I advise all of us to not tell anybody our next moves. Don't tell anybody your ideas. Don't tell anybody how you're feeling. Just be silent and peep game the way that you have already. Continue to do so and then make the decisions you need to make. Let go of these damn people, places, and things that are not making you happy. Strength. Somebody really doesn't want to be alone. See, 7 of Cups, bro. What? Yo, this reading is referring to every realm of your life, you guys. Family, friends, workplace, relationships, like romantic relationships. Everything, you guys. We have a lot of decisions to make. And it's so interesting how this is the Sagittarius full moon or the full moon's in Sagittarius. And this Temperance card came out, y'all. Some people will be flipping the hell out during this energy and days, a couple of days following because the full moon influence, There's a lot of confusion and deception. Somebody has a lot of choices. Oh, I just figured out what this is. Some of you guys could be dealing with a damn Leo. Some of y'all could be dealing with a water or fire sign or a Gemini as well. Motherly figure and a fatherly figure from earlier. Okay, just stay with me, y'all, right? There are a lot of people this reading is referring to, and there's somebody that may have said they wanted to give, dating a try with us that has a lot of choices, or maybe they're already in a relationship with somebody. They have a lot of choices. They're not being honest about who they are. Somebody is putting up illusions on Facebook, Instagram, on social media, acting like everything's all good when it's not. Acting like they don't know that they're being cheated on or lied to, and or both. Scorpio. It's time to end things, you guys. Some of you guys may be visiting someone in the hospital right now that just came through. It could be a mother, your mother, or a grandmother here. Where right now she may be really sick. You guys are stressed out about that as well. That just came through for my guides. You've got all these people around you that just are wasting your time and resources and energy. You got people not really valuing the love and the efforts that you've made and given. 5 of Swords reversed. Wow. This reading is making my body physically hot. Knave of Pentacles and the Devil. So your fears are circulated around the different temptations that you have around you. So maybe you're tempted to, have a one-night stand, or maybe you're tempted to overindulge in substances. Maybe you're tempted to, indulge in your greed, or get involved in, being materialistic, or, letting people that have proven to be karmic situations. We're afraid of to let it go. Somebody's afraid. And if it ain't us, it's somebody. It could be that somebody that we're picking up on this whole time could be other people that we let go, and they're feeling all this regret, not really reaching out like they used to. Virgo. Somebody wants to message us, you guys. But they know that they said a lot of things to hurt us. They know that they pushed us away. They know that they know that the situation with the karmic is not what they've known that for a while, but they're afraid to reach out because of all of the hurtful things that have been said and done. Yep. Somebody's isolating themselves, you know. Show me the Knight of Wands before we wrap this up. Wow. King of Pentacles reversed came out again, you guys. I can't make this shit up. Now, we just went through all these cards, clarified this whole spread, and guess who came right back out? Somebody's all over the place. Their energy is scattered, you know. Somebody's really stubborn. Somebody's just, they have no internal or even external peace. Maybe they feel like they can't get any peace. Everybody's always asking them for money is what I'm seeing. Maybe our boss is a little too over authoritative, telling us things that we already know we need to get done or have already gotten done. People in the family trying to be abusive, trying to use us for something, money, home, whatever the case may be. But they're not responsible while they're trying to use people. They just want a free ride. Somebody's really impulsive. Some of you guys can be dealing with an Aquarius here as well. Somebody's really impulsive, stubborn. Nine of Pentacles reversed. They're not moving. Somebody's frustrated that somebody has taken all their money, dude, but they're not appreciating it. They're not feeling the love. Some of you guys could have dealt with something in the past where all your family members may have said, and these are only the healthy family members I'm referring to, but your healthy, you know, family members, the ones that you have good relationships with, these people have made it very clear that they don't like the person that you're with. They may not have said it in so many words, but they're making that very clear. Somebody's stagnant, dude. Look at this shit. Somebody's bored with the situation, but they feel stuck in it. Definitely a situation that they got themselves into something that they can't get out of, or at least that's how they're feeling. Yep, they sure did choose and chose, Trees. They sure did choose it, and that's exactly where the regret is coming in, Trees. That's the funny part. Choose and chose. They choose and have continued to have chosen all of the people, places, and things in their life. Make that decision, you guys. Family, work, y'all need to move on to something new. And if you guys are in a company that you do like, and you're being offered a promotion, I see that coming through. But a lot of you would do well with creating your own business, doing your hobbies or crafts, things like that. Getting creative is where a lot of us would get the way more money than we ever did in something traditional for the majority of us. But this, whoever's mom this is, friends and people in the family and all this extra shit, this has got to go. This has got to go. Get organized, you guys. Regain balance. Manage your time wisely. Don't let anybody interrupt what you have going on. Don't let laziness get in the way. Don't let lazy people get in the way of your progress. Don't let anybody who's trying to, you know, take out their anger on you. Don't let them intimidate you, because I see that as well, you know. Somebody may be dealing with wrongful termination. That just came through, you guys. If that's the case, I suggest that you guys go to the EEOC and figure out ways to work against that, especially if you need to be compensated for said wrongful termination, or look into the pandemic unemployment benefits. Look more into that to see how you can, how you can apply and qualify for that as well. Okay. But that is what I have for you guys. Boy, was that a doozy. And stay tuned. I will be posting that Leo reading And until next time, you guys, stay blessed, not stressed. Mwah! Peace and love.